Hey, this is Mikael from Dark Tranquility. You're watching Horns Up Rocks.
We're inside the Gramercy Theater in New York City with Dark Tranquility and Insomnium have arrived for the first tour of the year. Basically, it's the first show that I'm pretty sure everybody's seeing in 2015. Welcome back to New York, Michael. How are you?
Thank you very much. I feel great. I'm really excited about starting a tour here. And together with our friends Insomnium, this is something that we've been looking forward to a long time. So really happy to have finally made it here.
A long time coming, such a tour. Label partners are on the same tour cycle.
Yeah. We did it 2 years ago in Europe, and we always said like, yeah, let's do it in America as well. Like this is a good package. We felt good. We had a great time together. So yeah.
What are some of the preparations that you went through during the holidays to make sure that you were ready for this tour? And
we've been practicing. Actually, we had a show day before yesterday at home at a festival called the Gothenburg Sound Festival, which was really cool. All of our friends are there in our favorite venue in Gothenburg. So that was a lot of preparation went into that to make that special. So we kind of, and then immediately after that show, we just went to the airport and flew over here. So it's been kind of a weird start, but super cool. And I guess we wanted to, since we were here a year ago, we wanted to make this a little bit special, change the set list up a lot, and try some new things and some new old stuff and new stuff as well, So we'll see what we can come up with tonight.
So the rehearsals are pretty exciting because you probably were playing some songs you haven't played in a while.
Yeah, and sometimes that's kind of terrifying, or at least you go like, can we kind of get into the spirit of these old songs without kind of fucking them up? But I think we did good, and it felt really good. So I'm looking forward to playing some of these songs tonight.
Do you ever run into the situation all of a sudden, because many years have passed since you wrote a certain song, a certain part, that you may not be able to sing it as well, and then it takes you a while to build it back up?
Absolutely, but mostly it's like you listen to the song over and over again, you go like, yeah, that's how I felt when I did it, and it kind of comes back to you, even though there's some songs that we've been rehearsing that we haven't done in 10 years or so, and it still kind of comes back to you as soon as you start. It's weird. There's something about it, like the songs that are still kind of in your back of your mind somewhere, finally they surface, and it feels good to go back to really old songs that you used to love,
And do you still remember your very first show in New York City?
Oh, fuck. I'm not sure. I might mix them up. I remember many, but perhaps not the first one. Which one was that? Do you remember? No. No, I honestly don't, but it might have been like the B.B. King's, like on one of the tours that we did. I honestly don't remember, but I remember it, first time I was here, like walking around, like seeing the city for the first time was super cool. So yeah, it always is special coming back here, for sure.
And how is Gothenburg doing nowadays as far as the metal scene there? Because obviously, things are always evolving in a big city like New York. I know how it is in Gothenburg. It's second biggest city in Sweden. So how does that change?
Super tiny, yeah. But no, it's good. There's tons of new bands coming up. There's tons of different kinds of metal bands, different kinds of music. There's a good scene, good venues. So it's everything that we wanted when we grew up starting a band. It's now a reality, Bands can get shows every weekend, or even weekdays. We can go to tons of shows all the time. It's what we dreamed of when we were kids, when we were starting out, and there was only like one tiny youth center that where you could put on a death metal show. And now you can do it anywhere, basically. So it is awesome, and there's so many great bands coming out, and there's a really nice and cool community amongst the bands, So just the other day when we had this festival, everybody came out, like all the musicians, all the fans, and we all hang out and socialize and have fun together and drink beer and watch great music. So I really love it. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything.
You wouldn't change it for any other city then?
No.
And what else is coming up in 2015 past this tour? Anything you want to talk to the fans about?
This actually really concludes like the Construct touring cycle. We're going to add up to like 160 shows for this album or something like that, crazy. So once we're done, we head back and we start working on a new album. Like a few festivals, but mainly it's about writing. So I really look forward to that.
Anything written thus far? You guys always wait till the end of the cycle to be able to, okay, this is where we're going now.
Yeah, you need to kind of clear your mind and kind of get away from the whole kind of madness of being on tour to focus on writing, But we started and we're we have a lot of ideas and a lot of things working. So I think we're gonna hit the ground running when we get home.
A few skeletons.
Yeah.
And for the young musicians, what is what you can recommend to them as far as to make sure they can keep doing it? Because sometimes you might blow your voice, you might do the wrong thing to yourself when you're trying to make it.
Yeah, I definitely have done that to myself many times, and I guess it's all about practice and control. Take care of yourself, like make sure that you don't hurt yourself, and try to it's all about coming down to practice. Like spend hours and hours in the rehearsal room, and you'll be fine after a while. You know what's good for you and what's not. And being on tour is, of course, different, where you kind of you push it to your max every night, but you gotta know how to kind of work it. And warming up and taking care of yourself and sleeping and being quiet for most of the day sometimes helps,
Yeah, but speaking of being quiet, I know you are singing tonight, so we're gonna keep this short. So I was wondering, what was your first mixtape and what wasn't that mixtape? Because obviously back in the day, our generation, that's how we traded music.
Well, mixtapes for like. Normally, there was one metal show or like a hard rock show on the radio, so I always sat, listened to that, and recorded the songs on tape. Like this is a good song, or recorded the entire show, and then I took all the good songs to another tape that I kept that and made kind of like a mixtape from that. So I think that's how I discovered so many of my favorite bands, back then. But then, of course, we started tape trading, like live tapes and demos and stuff like that, and you get the occasional like, hey, listen to this, man, and listen to these kind of songs, or this amazing bands from Germany or America, whatever it was, and that's how I found out tons of bands as well. I remember I ordered a Metallica live concert, on tape from a guy who now runs Sweden Rock magazine, which is the biggest one in Sweden. And he said, yeah, sure, here it is. But on the flip side, there's a new death metal band that I just heard about, and you might like it. And it was Morbid Angel, like Altars of Madness, and blew my head right off, that kind of thing. So I remember the days of like discovering music through just, hey, listen to this. Like it's not like now where someone sends you a playlist or Spotify or something like that. It's different times. But
it's similar.
It is, and it's way cooler now. It's way easier, but of course you have a certain feeling and passion for the way things used to be, I guess.
And when you were sitting down, maybe waiting for that one song, then you would hear like 3 other songs, and you're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah,
like when you
have like an attachment to a song because it kind of follows that song, and the next song is that. You kind of remember the context in which you heard the songs.
The good old days.
Yes.
Hey, but metal is alive and well. It's 2015, and
yeah,
I think this tour is definitely here to prove that.
I think so. We're off to a good start, that's for sure.
I want to thank you very much for your time. Always good seeing you. Welcome back to New York City. The tour is just starting, so you guys get out there, support. I mean, great bands. That's it.
Yeah, it is. Come out.
Every time